Morena Wairarapa. Rob Maunsell here with you again for another week of MMP. Move, mingle and play, everybody. That's the message from this show, and I'm going to tell you some of the interesting things that are happening in the Wairarapa in the next week, and also point to one or two things coming up a little bit further on the schedule for February. Later in the show, not too much on from now, I'm going to be talking to Paul Lambert, who's running a ukulele festival in Upper Hutt on the 14th of February. So I'm going to put a call into him and hear how the organisation is going for that. And I'm going to try and link him up with our Silver Ukulele Club in Featherston. I know that Jan and her team down there have got cracking again. They had their first get-together for 2021 last night. It was actually in the afternoon. I think 1 to 3 they meet, so it's mostly for older people, possibly even for retired people. And so getting onto the theme of ukuleles, I'd like to play you a clip of Taymane Gardner, who's a ukulele virtuoso. Have a look at this. So that's Tremaine Gardner, a ukulele virtuoso on YouTube, and I've managed to connect with Paul Lambert from the Ukulele Festival. Let's just see. Have we got you online there, Paul?
Good morning, Wairarapa. How are you?
Wairarapa's fine. We've actually got a bit of a cloudy day coming up, fortunately.
I'm just on the other side of the hill in the Akatara Valley, so I spend a lot of time in the Wairarapa. I was up at the Baltimore in Carterton last Sunday. It's one of those days. I had a quick dip in the Akatara River yesterday, but now, all my spare time has been focusing on the Wellington Ukulele Festival. So, what would you like to know?
Well, first of all, how did it come about?
Well, I'm involved with the Mania Acoustic Music Club. We meet on the second Tuesday of every month here in Upper Hutt at the Mayfair Cafe. And I'm not a musician myself. I just like all good sorts of music. And I also happen to be an Upper Hutt City Councillor, so I've got my ear to the ground on what funding and grants are available, but also always keen to put some vibrancy into the city. And there's no ukulele festival in the Wellington region, so we put together a little master plan, and we got some grants to make it happen. So that's why we're doing it. I've got Justin Reed, who's the lead man from the Shenanigans Irish band, although they play a lot of other world music, and he runs a lot of ukulele classes around the region. He has about 60, 70 people get together every Thursday down in Petone. And Shane McAllister, who lives up in Cavity, is another one. He runs a big, once a month, a Sunday Shrum at the venue where we're holding it at Expressions Whirinaki, our 220-seat theatre. But we've got lots of breakout rooms in the recreation hall next door to it. So that's how it came about. And we called it the Wellington Ukulele Festival because nobody else is running one in the region. I thought we're going to make the effort. Let's see if we can make it a permanent event. And we have the Wellington Golf Club, the Wellington Racing Club. So yes, and it's easy to get to us, the transport all around the region. And so that's how it's come about. I don't play the uke yet, although Justin Reed also runs the Musical Warehouse down in Lower Hutt, and he's a muso. And when I walked out of the shop, having sort of worked out how he will be involved and run all of the technical and performing and teaching and having fun side of it, and I found a ukulele under my arm. So
yes.
I'm starting to learn. It will be a long time coming.
And they don't require a great deal of investment either, do they? They're surprisingly cheap. You get great value for money.
The library here in Upper Hutt has actually got, I think it's 15, and you can borrow them like you can with a book.
Yeah.
They got two uke groups there. So the format of the day, it basically, if you go to the Wellington Ukulele Festival Facebook page, and you'll find lots of bits of info. The tickets are only $25. I did put an early bird, a sort of attraction, and we were going to put the price up to $35 from the 31st of January, but that's been removed. We still have some tickets available, and it's going to be $25 all the way through.
Yeah.
It says on the program, the draft program, from 10 till 7:30. Basically, the first hour will be sorting everybody out, have a good cup of coffee. We've got proper coffee on the venue. And then 11 till 12 will be a big strum, everybody. It's aimed at anybody from no experience, beginners, through to more advanced. So 11 till 12 will be a mass strum. Then the first breakout into specific groups from 12 till 1. And then over the lunchtime break, which is about an hour and a quarter, we're going to send out a few flash mobs around some of the cafes in Upper Hutt for about 10-15 minutes. So a few groups just to put some vibrancy into the city. And then we get together at 2:15 and repeat the sort of the morning format through to about 4:30. Then we have a lunch break, and then at 6 o'clock, Shenanigans are going to take the stage, do one of their routines for about an hour and a half, but there will be a fairly heavy ukulele influence in that, and some spontaneous stuff, and then everyone can pack up their bags. People don't have to stay there the whole day. You don't have to be a uke player if you want to come along and just at the end of the day watch Shenanigans play. So, and I've been really pleased the support that we've had from the ukulele network around the country. Yeah. There is one, and there's two very well established festivals down south at Lauder and at Geraldine, and the folks who run those festivals, they've grown from 1 day to nearly 4.5 days, the one in Geraldine. So they've been very helpful. So, we're looking forward to it. And I was a bit cynical. Someone said, why did you call it the Wellington Ukulele Festival, as I explained earlier? But the other one, I was a bit rude, I suppose. I said, well, actually, you try and find a venue in Wellington City that's still standing that could hold it. But no, the railway station here... Yeah.
So the emphasis is on participation, by the sound of it.
Yes, but with the added attraction at the end of the day of Shenanigans, who've actually been out on the tracks playing. They were over at Aotea Lagoon for the Pororo City Councils, and I went to watch them on Tuesday night at the Summer City ones that they run at the Sound Shell at the Botanic Gardens. There was sort of a night of what you would call a mini WOMED world music. They had a Cuban band to start with. They had the taiko drummers as links between the gigs, and then Shenanigans played the last hour. So there was a big crowd there. So it is about participation. It's all about low level. We want to entertain everybody. People can bring their own lunch if they want to. So if it's a case of saving time or not spending oodles of dough on the day, but there's lots of reasonably priced venues around there, and we will have a barista in with a dedicated one in the area from the cafe that's on site, so that we keep queues down and everything. So we're finding our way, and if I get to the end of this event without being strangled, we'll have done well.
Have you got any of the international stars from the Wellington International Ukulele Orchestra coming along to do a guest spot?
I've had people saying, are they playing? I said, no, they haven't actually performed anywhere for quite some time now.
No.
So whether they surface as people who've actually registered, I don't know. We will find out. But that would certainly be the growth of, if we do it every year or every second year, that would be the... I've seen the UK International Ukulele Orchestra here twice in Wellington, and they are wonderful musicians and great humourists as well. Exactly. The emphasis was on building a base for people to actually learn and play and have lots of fun. Shenanigans are a great band to entertain, and during the lockdown last year we had Dustin Reed do an online performance for us for the Mainly Acoustic to fill in one of our monthly gaps, and we did it all online. And his mother is a great ukulele player, and so that's really where I found out that Shenanigans actually have a great connection in the ukulele area.
Sure.
And so and Shane McAllister from Cavity, he runs a lot up there. It's quite strong around some of the retirement villages, and if you actually Google New Zealand Ukulele Festival, it actually takes you to one up in Auckland, and that's actually a heavy emphasis on getting ukuleles into schools. So it may be in future years we'll work out how you can't be everything to everybody straight away.
Well, Mike Chun was very involved with that, wasn't he? Remember he had a program called Play It Strange, which was, I think, very strongly based on ukulele, kids playing ukuleles in schools and playing together.
Music is being used a lot to actually help children develop their self-esteem and move along. The Sistema music out of Venezuela, and the Orchestra Wellington have a big one here in the Hutt Valley and over in Pororo, where classical music, and they get violins into the children. So ukuleles and music is a great leveller and a good way of bringing people together and helping them develop and build their self-confidence. So, I'm really looking forward to it, and there's been some really good vibes. I I mean, I've had phone calls from people from Auckland who are coming down for it. I mean, not masses, but you know, there's people will travel to have fun with music. And I mean, I remember the King Street Live over in the Wairarapa, and I went over there a couple of times, and I saw that guy from the States who he plays a small version of a guitar, but I was disappointed that wasn't able to keep going. But you got to have some commercial viability about things. But,
yes.
You've got some great things happening over your way on the music front with what David Headley does with books. I've had a lot to do with David because I organised Spencer Davis to play 2 concerts here in Upper Hutt many years ago, and it was through David Headley. Yeah. David somehow, when he was doing all of his research over in the States, brushed with Spencer, and Spencer was keen on doing walking, so he came to New Zealand basically to check out our tramping and everything, and brought his musical director with him, and so we had a couple of concerts. Well, one concert was out at Kaitoki Country Gardens, as it was called, that big joint before you hit the hill, and David came down and we had that. That was fabulous. And then Spencer actually brought his American-based band over here, but sadly we've lost him. He died a couple of months ago. But so the Wairarapa, and Stephen Brown, who you probably know, is another man, because he was one half of Ebony, the band that did Big Norm, and he's still banging out on the guitar over your way.
Well, he's an Upper Hutt local.
Yes.
But let's say born and bred, you know, but and still very fondly connects with Upper Hutt. I see Stefan at least 2 or 3 times a week and often play with him. He's playing at the Farmers Market on Saturday and then coming to join us at the Wildflower Festival at Yibo, which is next.
I dropped a poster in there for the event. I mean, the Tin Hut is a great place and has some good music. One of the bands that's associated with our mainly acoustic club, the Raven Mavens, I think they're playing at your Wildflowers.
Yes, they are, and they're also doing a concert at Neil and Jeanette Gedge's. It's on the same day that you guys are on. It's on Valentine's Day, but it doesn't start until 7 o'clock.
Right. Oh well, yes. There's so much happening in the region now.
Yeah.
I mean, you have some great things. I mean, I've always wanted to, haven't managed to fit it in or get hold of a ticket, but there is I'm not sure if it was on this year, but the little music festival over at Tora down by the coast.
That's still happening? I think it's on at Easter time, isn't it? So round about there. Yeah. It gets sold out. That's the problem.
The region is buzzing with music. One of the venues, I know it's a little bit further out, and your focus is the Wairarapa, but a venue that does fly under the radar sometimes, if any of your people are travelling, is around in the bays in Eastbourne, is the Days Bay Pavilion. They have live music every Sunday night from 6 till 8, and there's no cover charge. You go and have a beer or your food. Yeah. And one of the other one of the other Upper Hutt locals doesn't live here now, but he plays there a lot and in different lineups. Is Wayne Mason, who would have.
And also Carl Sevenson plays there in the Rag Poets.
Yes, they're fabulous. I mean, Wayne Mason I admire him, hero of mine. But I mean, from the days of the Waratahs and all those other things. I mean, the music around the Wellington region is really fabulous, and there's some good stuff. And the ukulele is a great way of entering the music sphere, and you don't have to be Eric Clapton to do that.
No, exactly. You know, there's a world record for how many people are playing ukulele on one song.
What is that?
I think it's about 800, and it was achieved at the Hastings Opera House.
Oh, really?
Some years ago, I think, when the Wellington International Ukulele Orchestra were on tour, and it was a prelim in the afternoon before they played. So you could maybe set that up on that Sunday if you're not, short of.
I don't think we're not going to get to that many, but maybe that's a challenge for the future.
Yeah.
Because you've got the country festival over your way this coming weekend, don't you?
It starts Friday and goes through till Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, Barry Saunders I know very well, and he's played many times for us. And they must be having a break over this particular Christmas holiday period. The Waratahs, I haven't seen them on the road, so maybe they're just getting ready for other things. They're great connections with the Wairarapa.
Yeah. Hey, lovely talking to you, Paul, and thanks for all that information. And I'm going to link you up with Jan from the Silver Ukulele Club in Featherston. And you mentioned about comp tickets, and I think it'd be quite a nice gesture to offer the club a couple of comp tickets, which they can work out who gets them.
Yeah, very happy to do that.
That'd be great.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yeah.
And good morning to everybody in the Wairarapa. Do you get do the public have the opportunity to email in or phone into you at the station there?
Yes, they can. They can phone in.
It's
But
great to have community. We've got here in the Hutt Valley. There's one of the one no need for a license.
yeah,
And there's a couple down in Lower Hutt, but not. We haven't got one in Upper Hutt, which has the access radio that we had here in Wellington sort of knocked a bit of the guts out of things, because they used to broadcast on AM on 783, and then by nature of a few things they got the FM network, and that knocked a couple of people off the airwaves when that was allocated to them. So, but that's life.
well, Michael Wilson is our hero here. He's kept this community radio station going for over 20 years. And he's a brilliant entertainer himself, but his management skills are second to none in terms of moving and shaking in the community in his own special way.
Look at your website with the program content that you have over there, very wide, and so many people involved. That's great.
Yeah, it is. It's terrific. Hey, lovely chatting, and I'm going to send you off with a Wayne Mason song from his album Sense Got Out. So here's Sense Got Out from Wayne. Thanks a lot, Paul.
Good stuff.
Okay, talk to you another time.
Lovely, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Might as well dance on the last train out of here as the tail lights fade away. On the balcony, your body slips away on me. I try to hold you, but it's thin air. Left so slowly you didn't even notice me, like a cloud dissolving in the sky. Left so slowly like that autumn leaf, and in the end we all must leave. Can't find the words to say to you, can't find the strength to tell you. I know we're just pretending. I'm out of love, and so are you. Ran this car right into the ground. Signs went past, we chose not to see. Gotta keep that motor running till we get to the land of the free. Sense got out, started walking. It had more than the people inside. If there's gonna be a crash, I'd rather be out here making friends with sanity. Can't find the words to say to you, can't find the strength to tell. I know we're just pretending. I'm out of love, and so are you. The story's got a happy ending. I got news for you, my friend. There ain't nothing but crashing and burning, crashing and burning till the end. Can't find words to say, can't find the strength to tell you. I know just pretending. I'm out of love, and so are you. Can't find the words to say to you. Can't find the strength to tell you. I know we're just pretending. I'm out of love, and so are you. I'm out of love, and so are you. Might as well dance on the last train out of here.
It's Wayne Mason, Sense Got Out, from his album. It's probably about 10 years old now. And I thought that was quite a nice way of finishing my interview with Paul Lambert, who's running the Wellington Ukulele Festival on Valentine's Day, which is the 14th of February. And as you heard, starts at 10:30 in the morning, goes through till 7 at night. You don't have to stay all day. It's at the Hut Recreational Hall. You can find it on a website, Wellington Ukulele Festival, and he's putting that on the map, the cultural map for the Wellington area. So what's happening in the Wairarapa in the next week or so? Well, I've got some random information for you, starting with 1 to 21, which is a concert being put on at the Carterton Event Centre tonight. 7 o'clock for 7:30 start, and it's all the prodigy musicians under 21 from the Wairarapa. Various bands will be playing. The Rock Quest winner Meg Hunter and her guitarist friend Alex Hartley are going to be headlining the show. Other guest artists will be Mr. Deathwish, who won the Talent Wairarapa competition a couple of years ago. They didn't have it last year, of course. Dragonfly, a school band, Araya Matthews and Jerome Lopa, also on the bill for the concert tonight. So if you can get there, the door charge is $16.38 for a waged adult and $10.25 for an unwaged youth. And it is very worthwhile supporting these folk, because they are going to be the up-and-coming musos of the future. Of course, the Wairarapa Country Music Festival at Tiranikau starts on Friday, 1 o'clock, and goes through till about 11 p.m. Friday afternoon. Saturday it goes from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. and Sunday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So it doesn't go into the later afternoon and evening on Sunday. And there's a whole raft of country musicians coming to play there. Let's see, who have we got? Legendary New Zealand songstress Jodie Vaughan. She's headlining. Everyone's favourite fiddler, Marion Burns, will be there. Golly, what was she doing? She's fiddled her way across the world from the top of the Eiffel Tower to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, with Blarney Castle and the Grand Ole Opry in between. That's a story about Marion. Ali Cook, who's famous throughout Australasia, dedication to the arts. She'll be joining the lineup with her hit-making records, including Caught in the Middle. That includes a co-writer and well-known golden guitar winner, Alan Caswell. Eddie Lowe, of course, will be coming back. Katie Thompson will be there. Granddaddy of Country, Wayne Heath, will also be featuring. So that's probably enough of a draw card list. And there are different prices depending on which day you want to go. And if you want to get a pass for the whole weekend, that will cost you... a single day pass is $23, Friday $44 Saturday, premium grandstand seat Saturday $64. There's passes if you've got a motorhome. Here we go. Weekend adult pass is $54. So that actually doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? When you can pay $44 for one day and $54.25 for the whole weekend. So, and a family pass is $54.25. That's for Friday. It's Friday family pass $54, Saturday family pass $95, Sunday family pass $54. So anyway, a good range of prices. So if you want to get there for some of it and you can't afford all of it, but I would suggest the weekend pass for an adult, $54, and then you can just take in whatever you want. Here's something interesting coming up at the Matahiwi Estate Winery. They're starting the Opaki Amble 2021. That's on Saturday the 30th, this coming Saturday. There's an admission of $5.12, and this is the inaugural Opaki Amble, family-friendly event including a 5-kilometre walk through the vines of Opaki, gourmet food and drink stalls, music, fun, children's activities and more. Wine available to be purchased on the day, and the proceeds of the event are going towards the Opaki School Crafts Day. So that's Saturday if you're at a loose end and you don't want to come to the Wildflower Festival at Tiranikau or the Country Music Festival at Tiranikau, head to the Opaki Amble. That starts at 11 and goes through till 3 p.m. Now, there was something else that I discovered that I thought was very interesting coming up at the Copthorne. Let me see if I can find it. Perhaps I'll just go to another YouTube clip of a ukulele player while I'm finding the next bit of news to give you.
And I've just, my mom, she played and she taught me how to play, and I've been passionate about this instrument ever since. I truly believe that, here's an idea for you. I truly believe that the ukulele is the instrument of peace. It's the instrument of peace because I truly believe that if everyone played the ukulele, this world would be a better place. So I'm going to try to prove that to you in a bit. But I started out playing a lot of Hawaiian music, things like this. And then over the years, as I got older, I started listening to different styles of music. And then those three chords became things like, start really rocking out on this thing. So I'm going to play a little tune for you. This is a piece that was inspired by one of my favorite flamenco guitar players, the great Carlos Montoya. This is a piece entitled Let's Dance. And here's something I call flamenco ukulele.
Jake Shimabukuro. He's a ukulele virtuoso, just as our previous player was, and gives you some idea of the range of music that can come from a ukulele, just that simple, uninspiring little instrument until you actually hear it being played. We take these instruments for granted a bit, but it only happens if you start to play it. If you want to get amongst it, you can very quickly learn a few chords. The most important thing to learn with playing the ukulele is how to strum it. So let me go on to some of the information of what's going on in the Wairarapa in the next week. The Wairarapa Singers are getting together. It's their 27th year as a choir, growing from strength to strength. Their next practice is going to be on February the 10th, 6:45 p.m. at Rosewood on Queen Street, number 417. Any inquiries, go to Sean Mulcahy, who's on 0274 803 194. That's Sean on 0274 803 194 if you're interested in joining the Wairarapa Singers. Something that's happening up in the northern part of the Wairarapa this weekend is the New Zealand Motocross Grand Prix. That's going to be on January 30th and 31st, so Saturday and Sunday. We've got the Women's Motocross World Champion, Courtney Duncan, will race at the two-day event, but she won't be the only one. There's lots of very exciting riders, and of course the stakes are high, because this is the New Zealand Motocross Grand Prix. So if you're interested in that, head to Woodville on Saturday. It'll probably be starting about 10 o'clock in the morning, I think. Where do you go? I would think if you got to Woodville and asked at the service station, they'll be able to tell you where about the New Zealand Motocross Grand Prix actually is. I don't have that on this information, but just to let you know, that's going to be an exciting event coming up for this weekend. We've got a range of things happening actually in throughout the Wairarapa. I'll just go through a few of them. Thursday, that's today, still today, the Wairarapa Genealogy Branch meets at the Wairarapa Archive on Queen Street between 1 and 4. Now, the Wairarapa Genealogy Branch is an organisation that meets fairly regularly. They're also meeting on Saturday. That's from 10 to 1 o'clock. And if you don't know the Wairarapa Archive, look out for it. It's just up from the Wairarapa Building Society at the north end of Queen Street, opposite the new furniture shop, Big Save. There's an open mic night tonight at the Tin Hut, 7:30. That's in Tiranikau. Not much more information about it than that, but that starts at 7:30. The belly dances for beginners, that's going on in Featherston, 6:30 to 7:30 tonight. That's been going for a while, and I'm sure they're producing some incredible belly dancers by now. Antonia Blinko is the organiser for that, and she's on 021 105 7649. It's always a bit short notice telling you what's happening on Thursday when it is Thursday. But of course the Carterton Community Choir meet tonight, 7:15 to 9 at the Carterton School on Holloway Street. And if you're interested in singing, and you don't have to be hugely good, just keen and be able to hold a note and keep a rhythm, you could join the Carterton Community Choir. They're very happy to have new members. You'll have to kind of prove that you can hold the tone and not disrupt the general quality of the choir if you're going to be invited to join them longer term. But that's a chance, and Stephen Judd is a very sympathetic choir master. Also on Thursday, today, the Masterton Senior Citizens and Beneficiaries Association meet for cards, Scrabble and bowls at the Senior Citizens Hall on Cole Street in Masterton. Nairi Walker organises that group, 377-0342. Moving on to Friday, tomorrow, the Club Steppers. Now this is line dancing for beginners. It's an 8-week beginners line dancing course at the Wairarapa Services Club on Essex Street in Masterton. And line dancing is a blast. And if you know a few steps, you can pull them out at a party or various events which aren't necessarily organised line dances, and show off your stuff. So do go and learn some steps at the Wairarapa Services Club, 3:45 to 4:45 Tuesdays, and they've got it in for Friday, so it must be on today as well. Oh, you've got to register by Friday, today, for the 8-week course, which will be on Tuesdays from 3:45 to 4:45. So they're obviously aiming for kids coming out of school and older people who don't go to work anymore, unless you can take some of the later part of the afternoon off and head down there to the Club Steppers. The Masterton Variety Club meets on Friday, 10 till noon at 10 Albert Street, Masterton. New members welcome. And the Senior Net in the Wairarapa, which is a drop-in service, 1 till 2:30. Senior Net at the departmental buildings on Chapel Street. I think that's where you go to learn about computers and things, but it's also a network for older people. Finishing off Friday, we've got kids' story and song, fun songs, finger plays and stories for under 5s during the school terms. So that'll be starting next week, 9:30 to 10:30 at the Epiphany Church Hall, High Street, South Masterton. That's for kids' song and stories. And then the Greytown Music and Movement Group for preschoolers meets at 10 o'clock on Fridays at St. Luke's Hall. You can just turn up there with your little ones if you want to join in with music and movement. And then there's the Dance Fit group at the Carrington Park in Carterton at 6 to 7 p.m. If the weather's not good, they go into the youth centre at the event centre, which is on Holloway Street. You can text Dance Groove to 022 321 2643 if you're interested in finding out more about Dance Fit. So, coming up to Saturday for me and my friends is the beginning of the Wildflower Festival at Yibo Studios next to the Tin Hut in Tiranikau. It's also the second day of the Country Music Festival, and it's AJ's pool party, which is not open to the public. But if you know someone who's going, he's quite happy to have friends of friends turn up, and Good as Gold are going to be playing at that party. But my band Graphia are playing at the Wildflower Festival from 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. And we have Karen McNulty coming to open the event, and at least one of the local mayors, probably Lynn Patterson. I'm not sure if the South Wairarapa mayor's coming, but it's going to be quite an event. And the emphasis is not so much on listening to the band, it's the artistic activities and the art on display, sculpture, paintings, ceramics, that will be the feature of the Yibo Wildflower Festival. I can give you a little bit more information about that because there is a list of things in this week's midweek. Zelda Bruce, who is running it, and it's her home where the studio is, has done an incredible job on pulling things together. So every day for 2 weeks there is an event on. So Friday when it starts, it's the full moon cacao ceremony. Saturday is the Jackson Pollock Day, to remember Jackson Pollock's contribution to art. Sunday is the Van Gogh Family Day, and Sean Crawford and other artists will be working on site. There's a flower therapy and holistic practitioner on Monday doing a workshop. Marty Girl Slather and Masks, also on Monday, a workshop. Wednesday, there is Being in Colour with Pip Oxlade. That starts at 10 o'clock, goes through till 4:30. So it's, these workshops are quite in-depth and intense and prolonged. The fees are not cheap. Some of them, the workshops are $30 to $45, and you can see all the prices on the website, which is wildflowerfestival.nz. Let me correct that. The website is Yebo Mosaic Art. That's one of the websites. YEBO Mosaic.art. And you'll get all the info about that wonderful festival that starts tomorrow and goes through till Valentine's Day on the 14th. I think it's time for a little bit more music, and I've just queued in Crowded House, so let's see what these guys can send us in the way of musical treats.
Plead with my saint, wash his hands and feet, find his complaint, make this world complete, and this heaven that I'm making, it can't come quickly enough, and the big wave that I'm taking, it feels like I'm just waking up. Mind out, don't think. I can't get used to it. And right on the brink, I end up losing it. And this heaven that I'm making, it can't come quickly enough, and the big wave that I'm taking, it feels like I'm just waking up, and I'll be there if all of creation is kind, and each conversation I hear as I'm walking in through the crowd, as if I could float through the air. This heaven, this is heaven that I'm making. This is heaven. It can't come quickly enough, and the big boat that I'm taking, it can't come by quickly enough.
Heaven That I'm Making, Crowded House. It Can't Come Quickly Enough. Wonderful song from Neil Finn's pen with his mates. And it's a message for us all, really. We're all making our own heaven. And music and movement and mingling and playing is all part of it. Hey, a little bit more of what's coming up next week. Moving on to Monday, which is the 1st of February. Another month. We're into 2021 full on. There's a spontaneous dance group that meets in Featherston at the community centre, 6:30 to 8 on Monday evening, and Pavla Miller is the contact for that. 022 075 3867. And along with Pavla's spontaneous dance group, there's the Featherston Music Club meeting from 7 to 9 at the same place, the Featherston Community Centre. Sean organises that, 027 672 6249. The Carterton Scottish Dance Club meets at 7:30 on Monday at the Carterton School Hall. If you're interested in Scottish dancing, another way to get together with people and have fun, and definitely movement is involved. So that's Carterton School Hall on Holloway Street. No partner required. You call Elaine 377 0322 to join in with the Scottish Dancing Club in Carterton. We also have the Dance Shed meeting on Monday in Carterton at 450A Belvedere Road. There's a beginner's line dance class, 6 to 7 p.m. There's a line dance intermediate class from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. So Monday it's all happening dance-wise in Carterton. The Dance Shed is organised by Wendy on 027 319 9814. Tuesday, in the Wairarapa, we have the Embroiders Guild meeting at the Ranfurly Club Rooms on Chapel Street. We also have the Wairarapa Weavers and Spinners meeting at the Woolshed on Dixon Street in Masterton. And then there's Masterton Toastmasters who are meeting at the Salvation Army Hall in Carterton, 7:30, all welcome. Again, genealogy, don't forget genealogy. I mentioned them earlier. They meet on Mondays, 1 to 4 o'clock at the Wairarapa Archive on Queen Street. And then there's the free literacy and numeracy class at Literacy Aotearoa Masterton. Carol is organising that. We had a wonderful chat to her late last year when we started the show here on Arrow FM. So her phone number is 022 524 5994, or you can visit the Literacy Aotearoa at 340 Queen Street. That's if you want to brush up on your reading skills, basically. And a lot of folk leave school these days still struggling to read. So I'm going to have to sign off now, everybody. It's been lovely being with you. We've had a bit of a hodgepodge, a bit more music than usual. I did want to give you that heads up on the Ukulele Festival in 2 weeks' time on Sunday in the Hutt Valley at Upper Hutt, and that wonderful chat we had with Paul. Listen to it again if you want to. It'll be on the podcast if you want a bit more information, because he gave us a wealth of information about it. And honestly, I'd encourage you just to go and pick up a cheap ukulele, $30 or $40 from Sela Music on Queen Street. Steve will do you a good deal if you buy more than one. He'll probably take 10% off. You could tell him I suggested that. Anyway, for the show, it's been wonderful talking to you, and I'll see you not next week. I'll be away next week. Michael will take over then. But have a good weekend, and keep safe.